2 steps forward and 1 step back. That was a great line in a old song of the 80s. But what about going meta? What is the concept of this? Are we on the inside or are we on the outside? Let's find out. The research says that going meta is applicable to a wide variety of communication interactions. And then it brings to bear exclusively upon political confrontation. Now, the concept of going meta refers to stepping back from a situation or a topic or a discussion to examine and discuss the higher level concepts. There are underlying assumptions within this as well, or perhaps frameworks that are shaping the situation. It involves moving from the primary level of discussion to a secondary level. And then in doing so, this analyzes the first level itself. So you're looking back objectively. This meta-level perspective can provide deeper analysis and understanding of what's going on and helps address the fundamental issues that perhaps the first look, the first hear, you don't really get. It allows for different contexts, and there are several contexts in which going meta can occur. Now, there are philosophical and theoretical contexts here that we have to unfortunately discover. And metaphysiology, with regard to philosophers and the philosophical way of going meta or to go meta, was seen as engaging in meta-philosophy, which is the philosophy of, well, philosophy, thinking about thinking as such. This involves examining the nature, the methods, and the overall aims of philosophical inquiry itself. Then we look at meta-ethics. This is, well, in ethics it's such because it's a big field. Meta-ethics examines the nature of ethical theories and moral judgments. Is it right? Is it wrong? And it asks questions about what morality itself is and how moral knowledge can be obtained. In meta-communication, it looks like that going meta is involved in discussing the communication process itself. We often get bogged down by certain meetings or lots of people being negative or positive, and we're kind of sidetracked and we're going, well, what is the actual fundamental thing we're talking about here? And this is what meta-communication can look at. For example, instead of just having a conversation, the people within the conversation, the participants, they might discuss how they are communicating and the styles of communication. Is it visual? Are they all looking at posters? Are they looking at screens? Are they listening and then talking afterwards? Are they writing? Are they just having a meeting with all of these things together? Or what is the effectiveness of the overall communication? Is it efficient? Are they making decisions? Are they saving time? Then we're looking at meta-arguments. Now, in debates, a meta-argument addresses the structure and the rules of the argument itself, rather than just and only and right on cue the actual content. This can involve questioning the premise, the logical structure, or even the relevance of the arguments being made. Like, why do we have to talk about this? Is it really important? What's also very aligned with this is psychology and self-awareness. Now, metacognition is a thing where the process of thinking about one's own thinking, my thinking, I'm thinking about how I think about things. Now, this involves being aware and the regulation of my own cognitive processes, how I go about a structure of thinking. Often maybe friends might get into a little bit of a tizzy or an argument or a discussion with you and say, you always do that, you always say that. And you're like going, what? What do I always say or do? Because it's the same process, the same structure pattern that you have. It's your unique way of doing things. Or maybe it's hereditary. Maybe it's something that you picked up from a parent. Maybe it's something that has come from something you've learned or an influenced decision or influencer maybe in your life. That process, though, cognitively can involve planning, monitoring, and evaluating your own understanding and performance and how you discuss and bring up things and communicate things too. The psychology and self-awareness and awareness stuff is also involving meta-emotion, because this looks at how emotions can also look at other emotions, believe it or not. For instance, if we're feeling anxious about feeling sad, in other words, I'm looking forward to this in the future because I know I'll be happy. That's a positive thing, we'll say, because if you have an annual thing that you go to, perhaps a concert or a football tournament or something like that, you're looking forward to it. So therefore I'm happy right now, but I'm also feeling excited towards it. Why? Because I'll be happy. Why? Because I was happy for the last 10 years when I did it. But you can also say in the negative aspect of things, I'm feeling anxious right now. It's making me tense because I know I'll feel sad. I hate doing that. I don't want to do that every year. So you can have those meta emotions, or you could be proud of feeling empathetic in the future as well. Things like that will show those emotions from a different context. Then there's organizational and strategic planning. Meta strategy, for example, can be used in business and organizations where this involves examining and designing the process of strategy formation. It can include evaluating the frameworks and the methodologies used for strategic planning and decision-making throughout your organization or your business. And it's not just me or you. It can be the leader, the boss, the manager. They are the person that maybe are concerned with meta leadership, because this concept of meta leadership looks at leading with an awareness of the broader context. What are you doing this and making this decision for? It involves integrating, say, multiple perspectives and fostering a collaborative, holistic approach or an environment that goes beyond traditional leadership roles. Push it out there in the future, really bring people in, really go above and beyond your leadership role and just see what happens. If it catches fire, fantastic. And technology, of course, like all of these things with growing meta, certainly plays a part, because we've got meta programming. Now in computer science, meta programming refers to writing programs. And what can they do? Well, they can manipulate other programs or themselves as data. This then, the meta programming, involves creating code that develops other code or generates other code. Or it might adapt to different contexts dramatically too. Now, metadata is data about data. Now, you're beginning to see the trend here. It's one thing precedes the other thing. One thing about the other thing. And it's generally thinking about thinking, like in a philosophical way, but the metadata is data about data. So in information systems, metadata provides information about other data, such as its structure. It gives meanings and context, and it helps to organize and to use data more effectively and efficiently too. It can also be seen, believe it or not, in art and literature, where we have metafiction. Now, in the literature world, metafiction is a genre where text self-consciously addresses the devices of fiction, and it can blur the boundary quite often between fiction and reality. Examples, maybe characters who are aware they are in a story, or narrators who directly address the reader. In art, it can be done in a meta-art way, because in visual arts, meta-art refers to artwork that comments on the nature of the art itself. And this can explore themes like the process of creation, the role of the artist, and the relationship between art and reality. But with all this said and done, why would you go meta? Well, it gives us a better understanding. It makes us more confident of the process we're going toward. By examining the underlying structures and maybe the assumptions we have at the start, it's like a better researched way of doing things and going forward. And here you can see a better understanding of the specific subject that you're encountering. You can also foresee problems and problem solve, because you'll improve in this regard. It'll identify the causes and the fundamental issues, and then there'll be more effective solutions in the future. It allows for greater self-awareness, so the meta-emotions and the personal and professional development, metacognition, these can lead to greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. And if you can have emotional intelligence within you, you'll be a fantastic leader. If you can put it throughout your organization or your business, it will help no end and make it glued together fantastic people, supporting fantastic people, pushing people on without fear of being seen as the smaller one, and pushing people toward leadership. And those people will pull the other people along with them. Everybody improves together. It's a win-win situation. You'll have better communication too, because meta communication allows for understandings and improved interpersonal interactions. There's also a strategic advantage. If you can build stronger leadership chains of command within a business or organization, everybody is taking responsibility. Everybody is doing it for everybody else. So that's all about going meta. Now it's time to go and hit that subscribe button, and I would really, truly appreciate it. Help me help you and others too. Please do have a wonderful day. Until next time.